Hello students, today we are going to start with chapter number 2, video number 1. In this video, we'll be talking about the different types of classification. Now, since the dawn of civilization, children, attempts were made to classify the living organism. But initially, the attempts which were done to classify the living organism was not at all scientific. They were taking into consideration the food that they were eating, the shelter, the clothing. Then it came Aristotle. This scientist Aristotle, he was the first one to attempt the classification based scientifically. Scientific basis of classification. He considered the morphological characters of plants and divided the plants, classified the plants into trees, shrubs and herbs. He also divided animals into two groups. Animals that had red blood, animals those whose blood was red, and animals those whose blood was not red or did not have blood. But this classification did not go for a long time. Then came a two-kingdom classification which was given by Carolus Linnaeus. He divided the organisms into two kingdoms, one plantae, another animalia. But the thing was that prokaryotes, eukaryotes, unicellular, multicellular organism, photosynthetic, non-photosynthetic, that means green algae, fungi, all were put into the plantae, kingdom plantae. Same way animals included, whether it is animalia included all unicellular and multicellular animals. But in this system there was a big flaw. There were many flaws. There were large number of organisms which did neither they were falling into plantae nor into animalia. They did not fall into any of the categories. Now this two kingdom classification was actually inadequate. And later on, in this two kingdom classification also, we were generally focusing on morphology. Later on, classification system was changed and the classification system took into consideration not only morphology but cell structure, mode of nutrition, habitat, method of reproduction, evolutionary relationship. Many things it took into consideration. Now, generally, what was the disadvantage of this two kingdom classification? Let us see that first. Now, the disadvantage of two kingdom classification, as I told you, that in plants included everything, prokaryotes also, and unicellular, multicellular eukaryotes, everything it included. That means even bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, gymnosperm, angiosperm, every organism came under plant. Actually, what was the criteria of putting them under plant was the presence of cell wall. If any organism had cell wall, it was characterized as plant and it was put under the kingdom plantae. So you can see widely separated groups, organisms which were widely separated, which had no similarity. They were all put together in one group, that is plantae. Children, you know very well, prokaryotes are totally different from eukaryotes. So prokaryote, eukaryote, unicellular, multicellular, all of them were under plantae. Even fungi, which is a heterotroph, was put into the group plantae. And as I told you just now, Why was it put into Plantae? Who were the organisms which were put into Plantae kingdom? The organism which had cell wall. But children, fungi, the cell wall of fungi and cell wall of other plants are different. Still they were put together. The cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin, and that of other plants, it is made up of cellulose. So the two cell walls are made up of two different polysaccharides, but still they were all put together. Children, after that, when so many flaws were found into kingdom classification, then came R.H. Whitaker. In 1969, he proposed a 5-kingdom classification. Now, let me make you understand how did he divide these 5 kingdoms. Look here. I'll try to focus it. I've tried to. I'll start from here. I'll go ahead later on. Now, all the organisms, what did he do? He took out the prokaryotes from these organisms. All the prokaryotes, he separated the prokaryotes and he put it into a kingdom known as Kingdom Monera. There were 5 kingdoms. So, Kingdom Monera included all prokaryotes. Then what was left, children? Eukaryotes were left. Now, under eukaryotes, he made 2 categories: unicellular and multicellular. What did he do? He put all the unicellular eukaryotes, whether it was plant or whether it was animal, he put them into Kingdom Protista. So you can see, out of all the organism, he separated the prokaryotes and put the prokaryotes into Kingdom Monera. Then left out was eukaryote. In the eukaryotes, he separated out unicellular from multicellular, and all the unicellular, whether it was towards the plant side or animal side, if it is a unicellular, he put them in Kingdom Protista. So the 2 kingdoms were separated. Now left out with multicellular. Now children, in multicellular, what did he do? Let me show you. Out of the multicellular, he divided all the multicellular into 3 parts. The multicellular which could undergo photosynthesis, or the mode of nutrition was autotroph, they were producers, he put them in Kingdom Plantae. Now left out was heterotrophs. Out of the heterotrophs, the ones that were saprophytes, that is the decomposers, he put them in Kingdom Fungi. And last, the heterotrophs, which were the consumers, that is the animals, he put them into Kingdom Animalia. So you must have understood. So he first separated out what are the 5 kingdoms. Let us repeat first. The very first kingdom, Monera, Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So he separated the prokaryotes and put them into Monera. Then eukaryotes, he separated unicellular eukaryotes, put them in Kingdom Protista. And then all the multicellular autotrophs, he put them in Kingdom Plantae. Saprophytes, he put them in Kingdom Fungi. And the third one, that is the heterotrophs, the consumers, he put them in Kingdom Animalia. Now, on what basis on which criteria did he divide these 5 kingdoms? Now look at this table which is given in your NCERT. The criteria which he took was cell type, cell wall, nuclear membrane, body organization and mode of nutrition. Cell type, cell wall, nuclear membrane, body organization and mode of nutrition. So these were the criteria on which he divided the 5 kingdoms. I told you what were the 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So look here, let's see. Cell type, Monera, prokaryote. Rest all are eukaryote. Cell wall. Monera's cell wall is made up of, it is non-cellulosic, that means it is not made up of cellulose. And Protista, cell wall is present in some, but maybe not present in others. Fungi, cell wall is present, but not of cellulose, it is made up of chitin. Plantae, yes, cell wall is present, but made up of cellulose. Animal, cell wall is absent. Nuclear membrane. In prokaryotes, no nuclear membrane, you have studied in class 9, and rest all of them, because they are eukaryotes, nuclear membrane are present. Body organization. Kingdom Monera, cellular level of organization. Protista, cellular level of organization. In fungi, either it is multicellular, no doubt about it, but it is either cellular level of organization, means only you find cells in it, or you find loose tissues. There is no organ or no organ system. But in Plantae, there are tissues and organs, but no organ system. In animals, there are tissue, there is organ, and there is organ system. Mode of nutrition. Monera can be autotrophic. It is autotrophic, but it can be chemosynthetic or photosynthetic. Or it can be heterotrophic. In heterotrophic, it can be saprophytic or parasitic. Now, what do you mean by chemosynthetic? Chemosynthetic means they prepare their food in presence of some chemical. Like they prepare the food, there are nitrogen bacteria, there are sulfur bacteria. Those require nitrogen and sulfur to prepare their food. So they are chemosynthetic. Protista can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Fungi, they are saprophytic and parasitic. Plantae, it is completely autotrophic, and Animalia, it is heterotrophic, and in that it can be holozoic or saprophytic. Next video will be taking all these 5 kingdoms in detail. Thank you.